So back in the days in the Zouk market, you had three big producers. I would say even four. You got me, Kaysha. I had my specific sound, the Candy Zouk, and I, yeah, not everybody had enough plugins and stuff to create. So you had the Kaysha sound. It was specific. It sounded like Kaysha, and because of that, and because it was, well, it's not that it was hard to recreate my beats, but it was soon as you would use the instruments that I use, people would say, "Oh, you copying Kaysha," and people would stay away from that. Then you had Ali Angel, and then the people who came from Ali Angel. So I forgot his name. And you had a few guys that sound more or less like Ali Angel. That you had that specific Zouk compa song style. Then you had what's his name? You had Frédéric Wurs, who's a French guy who produced a lot of the Zouk songs that you heard. Of course, you had Jean-Michel Rotin, but he kind of disappeared from the market at a point. And you had Thierry Doumergue, who made a lot of those kizombas for Nichols and them. Then you had you had a lot of other guys, Thierry Delaney, and you had a lot of other guys. But I would say that you could count the people who were making real money from selling beats in Paris in the Zouk market. It was 10 people. DJ Slam. You had some other people, but it was 10 of us. When it's just 10 people, it's easy to make money, because if you want the Kaysha sound, you have to go to Kaysha, and that's it. If you want the Ali Angel sound, you can only go to Ali Angel sound. You can only go to Ali Angel, or maybe Mark G that has a sound that was similar, or people who work with Ali that he taught how to make that sound, because Ali used to give his samples. But at a point, so the competition was kind of a simple competition, I would say. And I remember like Nelson Freitas, also in Rotterdam. You had Nelson Freitas, Toot Star. You had Johnny Ramos in Rotterdam, with the Ghetto Zouk sound. Here in Portugal, you also had some beat makers. You had, of course, the Manu Lima, one of the gods, the goats. You had Daps in Holland before you went to Cape Verde. So you knew when you wanted a certain sound, you had to go to a certain person. So that certain person knew that, oh, you want a hit, you want the. I remember people were like, okay, I want the kit, I want that drums, I want that drums, I want those drums, I want those sounds, and we're like, okay, 3,000. And people would pay because they had no choice. And then came the internet. Then came the fact that everything became cheaper to get the computers, and everything went virtual, because we used to have racks of we used to have racks to be able to produce. So and everything costs a lot of money. Studio costs money, and today, look, in this same place, I can record an album, I can do a live show, I can do so many things. But back in the days, everything had to be done in the studio, so it costs more money to make an album. So at that time, selling beats was a great business. I remember when I arrived in Portugal 2 years before arriving in Portugal, by 2010, a lot of the beat makers that I started working with were dreaming of our business, which was, selling beats. I remember one day, Big Nello comes to me. It's like, yo, K, I need the beat. How much is a beat? I was like, yeah, usually I do 2005, but for you, I was like, okay, no problem. Four. It's like, yo, yeah, tomorrow I call you. We in the club. We in the club chilling. Just give me 10K. I was like, yeah, make me those beats. Oh, okay. Next day, I gave him 4 beats in my collection. I was like, I don't want no new beats. Just so yeah, those were amazing times. I have some friends that used to go to Angola for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They work with Yola Araujo. They work with SSP. They work with all these guys out there, and yeah, they come back with 50,000 of just of selling beats and helping people write songs. But that was when you had one person equals one sound. And at that moment, yeah, it was really a good time for the option number 2, which is selling beats. Today, look, this is the we are in the times of the type beat, where you want a beat that sound like X. You can find 1,000 producers that will do you exactly that sound. So this changes the whole marketplace, because even in Angola today, in Mozambique, in Congo, everywhere, when there's a sound that people like, you're gonna have 1,000 producers that are able to do that sound, because it's easy to find samples today. It's easy to learn how to cook like anybody else. And so it's hard to have your own personality nowadays. And I mean, how much is your beat? 1,000? What? Nah. How much is yours? Oh, 500. How much is yours? You 10 guys, how much is your beat? 250. Okay, that's more interesting. What about you 100 guys? 100. Oh shit. What about all you 1 million guys? For free. Oh. Okay, all the free beats, let me hear what you got. So of course you're gonna have a lot of beats that don't sound great because people are starting or whatever. And then, just like rice, you're gonna find some in the free beats. You're gonna have some great stuff. And then in the $50 or $100 or $300, you're gonna have a lot of amazing beats. So why are you gonna pay somebody 3,000 when you can, with 3,000, you can get 10 amazing beats from amazing beat makers, or 20 from good beat makers, and that you can just tweak them. So this created a change in the business, that all of a sudden just selling beats was not enough. To tell you the story of one of the, I think I was the most expensive beat makers in France at that time, were me and Ali Angel. And Ali Angel was his beats were expensive because he had a real sound and etc. And at that time, everything was fine. He had a great business. But then he started giving his samples to everybody. He was very generous. So he started giving his samples to all the beat makers. So at a point, you had 4 or 5 beat makers that sounded exactly like Ali Angel. But instead of asking, I'm giving you fake prices. So instead of asking 1,000 like the original, all the copies were asking for 400. And the copies sounded so much like the original that everybody started buying the copies. And all of a sudden, he started crying about his business. Oh, wow, what the fuck? People are not buying my beats. Now they're buying the beats for those kids, my kids. I was like, and I remember telling him, So rule number one, stop crying. And rule number two, who told you to give your beats to everybody? Or your samples? Who told you to give your samples and your secrets to everybody? That's bad for competition. Simple. So that's why, in my opinion, I believe that if you can sell your beats and you have clients that can buy your beats, it's great. Do it. But that should not be your only option to sell beats.